Luscious Massacr.
About Luscious Massacre's recent videos.
Lushious Massacr.
Luscious.
The other day, Luscious Massacr exposed.
I don't talk about Luscious, I don't look for Luscious, I don't care what Luscious is doing at the end of the day.
Aunt Jemima Fantasy.
Luscious Massacr shown in my previous videos had been highlighted as lazy, being depressed, giving up on herself, and other things. But this video is a bit different, a bit darker. You see, Luscious Massacr has an even darker part behind her. Things you wouldn't think twice about unless you really look deep. Once upon a time in Assistant Luscious Massacr's history, she called several of her friends out for being racist. But if she took a deeper look inside of herself, she would see that herself was also a racist and a bigot. Take a look at this video of her trying to defend a drag community with false information on how drag really started.
I feel like drag has grown so much, but at the same time, I feel like drag is not the norm. Even though it feels like it's commercial now, it's on TV and anybody can watch it and it's a huge thing, but it's still a small percentage. There's still a huge percentage actually of the people on earth who they reject drag and they still see drag queens as blasphemers and abominations and creatures. And let me tell you something. I feel like drag has always been about gay men who have been othered. We go back to this other. Gay men who have never fit the mold. Gay men who are maybe too feminine for the world. In a world that tells them they need to be masculine. We are the minority. Even within the gay community, we are ostracized. Gay men who are femme and who want to dress up as, wear feminine things and maybe cross-dress. We have been othered, even within the gay community, because the gay community, above everything, they value masculinity as something that is desirable. So we've always been treated as other, as undesirable, as creatures, and drag was always the platform that allowed us as minorities to thrive and to express and to enjoy and all of that. So I get that drag is getting bigger, and now I see that there's women that are doing drag, and now there's heterosexuals that are doing drag. Part of me feels like that shouldn't, what's the word? Part of me feels like the people that this art form was created by, now we're kind of losing this.
The first person known to describe himself as the drag, or the queen of drag, was William Dorsey Swan, born enslaved in Hancock, Maryland, who in the 1880s started hosting drag balls in Washington, D.C., attended by other men who were formerly enslaved. However, drag originated back in the early 17th and 18th century, with men wearing wigs to initially feel luxurious, and also wore wigs to cover balding spots on their heads. So to say that straight men and women are just now coming into the world of drag would be an understatement and incorrect.
And it was for us, for the minority within the minority within the minority, And now it's like getting so huge and it's becoming such a majority. I feel like you have to evolve with the times. And I feel like we're at that point where we have to be inclusive. We have to do the thing that they didn't do to us. They were not inclusive to us, but we have to be the leaders. We have to be the ones that, once again, we lead in the community and we teach our community how to be kind and how to be compassionate. And we have to be the ones to be kind. The thing that they didn't do and they did not extend to us, which was kindness, Now we're gonna have to be kind to them and let them in. Cause now these straight white men wanna be drag queens. Now all these other people that it's like, I guess everybody's a drag queen. Now everybody can do drag. My feelings are evolving, and I feel like we have to evolve and get out of that old traditional mindset. You know what I mean? I'm tired, I'm over it. I'm tired, I'm over it. I'm tired, I'm over it. I'm tired, I'm over it.
Now, the part that bores a hole in my head is the fact that Luscious Massacr took the time to call out other people for being a racist. Luscious got so sore, so angry, so butthurt that she went online and took it upon herself to attack people and call them a racist, when clearly that is not the case, going as far as for reaching for their job, their sponsors, their money, all because she was bitter and angry.
In your video, you said you were upset because I didn't defend you when people were calling you a racist. And you know what? The reason why I didn't defend you is because I'm not sure you're not a racist. Because I've known you for years, and you said some gross things, and you haven't been a very nice person. And this is a hot mess, but this is the truth. And I know that not everybody's perfect, and all I'm gonna say is I didn't speak up on this sooner because I was afraid. I feel like I'm wearing a full Aunt Jemima fantasy. Aunt Jemima fantasy.
So you were afraid. So you want to sit here and show screen grabs of conversations and call out other people for being a racist, but you sit right here and tell people you have Aunt Jemima fantasy and not call that racist? You need to sit down and give yourself a hard reality check, because you're just as bad as any other person who uses the term for a person who was a former slave to describe your filthy fantasy. But you want to sit here and trash other people and call them a racist. Wake up, Luscious, because nobody believes your bull anymore.
But in person, it does not look that serious. Aunt Jemima fantasy, Aunt Jemima fantasy. I'm tired, I'm over it.